Hello everyone, I again welcome you all in my next online class. So this is our fourth lecture of heat and mass transfer subject. So before I start this today's class, I'd like to revise or recall the previous lessons of classes. So in our previous classes, we discussed about heat, we discussed about temperature, we discussed about their units of heat or temperature. So in heat, we have seen that heat is nothing but the energy that flows from one direction to another direction due to temperature difference, and temperature is the intensive property or thermal state of the body or system which indicates the heat flows from which direction to which direction. And the unit of temperature we have seen that degree Celsius, degree Fahrenheit and Kelvin. The relation between Celsius and Kelvin is Kelvin equals to 273 plus C or Celsius, and Celsius and Fahrenheit, the relation is C by 5 equals to F minus 32 by 9. And the unit of heat we have seen joule or calorie. 1 calorie equals to 4.2 joules. Then we have classified different modes of heat transfer such as conduction, convection and radiation. So in conduction, the main medium or the medium of the heat transfer is solid. In convection, the medium of heat transfer is liquid or gas, and in radiation, the medium of heat transfer is null. There is no medium for heat transfer in radiation. So conduction, I gave you one example that you take one hot rod and then you just hold the hot rod with hand. So from hot rod to hand, the heat will be transferred. So that is the conduction heat transfer. Again, if you take hot rod, but next time you don't touch the hot rod with hand, you keep your hand just some distance, little far away from hot rod, then still you feel the hot or heat because there is air. The air transfer the heat from hot rod to hand. So this is because of convection. Again, this convection can be classified into two: free convection and forced convection. So free convection means there is, because of only density difference, the heat transfer from one place to another place. And in forced convection, due to density difference, the heat cannot be transferred because the potential is very less. That's why we need some external force such as fans or blowers or pump. So because of this, if heat transfer, then it is called as forced convection. And then radiation, we have seen that there is no medium required. So in conduction, the formula is Q equals to minus Ka dt dx. That is called Fourier's law of heat conduction. In convection, we have seen Newton's law of cooling. The formula is Q equals to HA Ts minus Tf. And in in radiation mode of heat transfer, we have seen the formula of Stefan-Boltzmann law. Stefan-Boltzmann law, the formula Q equals to sigma A epsilon T1 power 4 minus T2 power 4, where sigma is Stefan-Boltzmann constant, A is the area, sigma is emissivity. Emissivity is the ratio between emissive power of non-black body by emissive power of black body, and T1 and T2 both are absolute temperature in Kelvin. So this we discussed in our previous classes. Next we have seen we have discussed on three-dimensional conduction for slab, three-dimensional conduction for cylinder, and three-dimensional conduction for sphere with heat generation and with unsteady state. So this, up to this we have discussed. Now going forward, we'll start today one-dimensional heat transfer through slab. Now you see here, calculation of heat transfer and temperature distribution of any body. So in this particular chapter, we will discuss about only conduction. Now in conduction means the medium is only solid body, and I told you the solid body can be your slab, can be cylinder, and can be spherical. Okay, So first we will start from slab. So see, one-dimensional steady state without heat generation and through slab. So first you see, tell me, the mode of heat transfer will be your conduction. Yes, very good. Why? Because the medium is solid and it is the plain wall or slab and without heat generation. So because of this, first we have to discuss, or first you have to draw the picture. Now you look at the picture. You see here one slab I have drawn here, and one particular wall is made of thickness L. One side of the wall slab, slab wall temperature is T1. In another side, so in this particular diagram, if we try to analyze it, so if we have two different walls, the thickness between the wall of the slab is L, and the area of the slab is A, and at the one side of the temperature of the wall is T1, at the another side temperature is T2. Now if temperature T1 is more than T2, so from T1 to T2 heat is transferred, right? So remember, from T1 to T2 heat will be transferred. Now as per general heat condition equations, we can write that that equation, delta 2T by del x2 plus delta 2T by del y2 plus delta 2T by del z2 plus Qg by K equals to 1 by alpha del T by del T. Now if we write as per one-dimensional and steady state and no heat generation, then we can reform it as delta 2T by del x2 equals to 0. Now if we integrate with respect to x, we get it del T by del x equals to C1, where the C1 is constant, and we can simplify, or we can so we can prove it. So how? Delta 2T by del x2 equals to 0. So we can write this term ddx of dt dx equals to 0. Now in the both side, if we integrate, so we can write the integration of ddx of dt dx equals to 0, and then finally we can write dt dx equals to C1. Okay. So now again, if we integrate with respect to x, so again if we integrate with respect to x, then you see we will get t equals to C1x plus C2. So how do you get this? We can see dt by dx equals to C1, so dt equals to C1 into dx, and then if we integrate from both sides, then we in the left hand side we get t equals to C1, it's constant, and integration of dx x, so we get C1 into x plus C2. So finally we get t equals to C1x plus C2. Now we have C1 and C2 both are constant. These both are totally not known to us. So we have to find out the value of C1 and C2. Now how do you find it? So we need boundary equation or boundary condition. Now what is this boundary conditions? Here you can see, if the value of x is 0, then what is the value of temperature T? Yes, the value of temperature T is T1. Similarly, if the value of x is L, then value of temperature is be T2. So these two are my boundary conditions. That's why it's written x equals 0, T equals to T1, and x equals to L, T equals to T2. Now from this one equations, if we put the value of 2, or if we put the equation 2 value into one equations, then we get T1 equals to C1 into 0 plus C2. So finally we get the value of C2, how much? T1. Similarly, if we put the value of C2 into this first equation, or we get T equals to C1 into x. Now the x value is how much? L plus C2. So here you see already the value of C2 is known, so I'll put the value. So I'll write here T2 equals to C1 into L plus T1. So finally we get the value of C1, how much? T2 minus T1 by L. So this is the value of C1. Now if we put the value of C1 and C2 into equation number 1, then we get T equals to T2 minus T1 by L into x plus T1. And this particular equation is known as temperature distribution equation. So this particular equation is known as temperature distribution equation. Now what is the importance of these equations? The importance is, in this particular equations, at any point of distance or at any point of thickness of the slab, we can find out the value of temperature, okay, by using this particular equation. So this is the equations. T equals to T2 minus T1 by L into X plus T1. Now at any point of X value of temperature can be found out with temperature distribution equation. Now we have to find out heat transfer. So for heat transfer we know this is conduction mode, so that definitely we have to follow Fourier's law. So according to Fourier's law of heat conductions, I can write Q equals to minus Ka dt dx. So Q equals to minus Ka. Now the value of dt by dx already it is given in equation number 5. Okay, in equation number 6. In equation number 6 it is given. So the value of C1 is how much? T2 minus T1 by L. So I'll plot it. So Q equals to minus K into A, T2 minus T1 by L. So here we get Q equals to K into A, T1 minus T2 by L. Now in another way, same we can find out the value of Q in another way. So Fourier's law, Q equals to minus Ka dt dx. Now already we know the value of temperature distribution equation. So the formula is T equals to T2 minus T1 into X by L plus T1. So in this particular equations, if we differentiate with respect to X, in the left hand side we get dt dx. In the right hand side we will write ddx of T2 minus T1 by L into X plus ddx of T1. Now you see the value of T1 and T2 both are constant. So we can write dt by dx equals to T2 minus T1 by L into ddx of X plus ddx of T1 is how much? 0. So finally we can write dt by dx equals to T2 minus T1 by L plus 0. So dt by dx is coming T2 minus T1 by L. So from the Fourier's law of heat conductions, I can write Q equals to K into A, T2 minus T1 by L. Now this minus, if we put it into the bracket, so it becomes Q equals to K into A, T1 minus T2 by L. So this is the value of heat transfer through plane wall or through slab, one dimensional, no heat generation and steady state. Now here I'd like to finish this class. So today we discussed about one dimensional steady state, no heat generation, heat transfer through single slab or through one slab, and the formula of this is how much? Q equals to K into A, T1 minus T2 by L.